Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Relics of the New Republic. I feel suspense. I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, that goes without saying. We play to find out in this system. No one knows what's going to happen, but I'm really hoping that we figure out something that's going to happen because I actually care about our characters.
I mean, if we lose our characters, we can be Relics of the New Republic.
Oh no! That is
Recovering the bodies
point.
of the New Republic. New campaign name.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of what. There's just so many options we could do with that. The new relics of the Republic. The old new relics of the New Republic.
There is potential.
There's so many good things. Maybe we should just take a TPK and start over.
Listen, if anyone's feeling uninspired by any of the backstories of our characters, this is your moment to speak up, and then we, as the podcast, will not really care, but we can pretend for you.
If there's one thing we're good at, it's pretending. Isn't that what roleplay is?
I mean,
that was a very generous response from Gus. I suppose.
I suppose I'm okay at pretending sometimes. I'm just here to have fun.
We're just really method. You guys wouldn't get it.
It's just when I said a mook is me, I meant it. I walk around pretending to waterbend, but it's real to me, guys.
And that does matter.
It matters. Look, right here.
Well,
watch.
My wonderful players. Oh, Gus is bending water live on Twitch.
Bent the water.
That's insane. For the first time
right
ever.
Out of a cup.
Right out of the cup into my mouth.
Gravity. I have a little question, and I believe this is a patron question. And Justin sent me options. So I feel pretty giddy when I have options. And in the spirit of the approaching holiday, I will ask this Christmas question.
Oh, sorry. Someone in chat just stated that they are Perla and Donna stans.
I will try to keep that in mind.
Yes.
We will see what happens with Perla and Donna. Yeah. Especially as things develop, we would love to know who your favorite villains are, characters, etc. But my question for our banter, this lovely Ian, is if you could buy your current party a Christmas present each, what would you buy for them? Now, I'm assuming that this is an in-character question. But if we are wrong and the patron who asked this question is present, please let us know in the Twitch chat. Alternatively, if I get this wrong because we fail in some other respect, like you're not here to correct us, we may have to ask a separate version of this question another time. But I'm thinking this is in person.
It looks like they are
in
here.
character.
In character, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have? Okay. That is the clarification.
Oh, wait, what is it?
So, you, the player character, the PC, can buy your party presents.
Oh.
I think a mook would get everyone 2 gifts. One is actually a personalized gift for everyone. So for Lynn, he'd buy her a ceramic paint pad for face painting because it's better with ceramics as it washes off easier. For Jing Min, the great white shark avatar equivalent of teeth to make arrows out of because they make you bleed more, but they don't make you die more. Because that's the most Jing Min thing to do. It's the more bleed, less die, the better. And then for Fumi, personalized pro-bending gauntlets with Fumi's name and colors on the sides. And then everyone would get a 10 yuan gift certificate to Dumpies with like an invitation to the opening night.
Yes.
Nice.
So
That-
generous.
Yeah.
That is the answer of the millennium. My goodness. Are you like a gift giver in real life, Gus? Like, are you just like the sort of person who... Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a really good gift giver.
It's like
I
he's
will
already
toot my
been
own
thinking.
horn.
I love it.
I think I know what Fumi would give people.
Okay.
For Jingmin, she would give her some like little archer gloves.
Aw.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
For Mook, she
cute.
wouldn't really know what to get, to be honest. So she would see like some old relic and be like, "That totally suits him," and just give him that.
I like that.
And for Lynn, she would give her an owl cat mask. Like, I know I saw that. It's more important.
I kill her.
I saw this and thought of you. It may have been for the wrong reason. We're getting
you're
a
afraid
great
of this?
spectrum here, right? Not
It'll
everyone
help.
always gets the right gift.
It'll help you, I promise.
I think Lynn would get Jingmin just a big roll of bubble wrap. And we can just wrap it around Jingmin all the time so we don't break any more bones jumping from cars.
Oh, I just thought of another good one for Jingmin.
Please share. That was the only
Maybe
one I
you can.
had.
Maybe you can
Those
give
little
that
cold
in character.
compress
Oh.
circle things for people's eyes. The gua sha. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. A little bit of
Sorry.
beauty support.
And I feel like Lynn would get a Mook like a real mask and not, the trauma mask. Like, hey, if you want to be a little edgy, you can wear this one. And you don't have to. We can leave that one at home sometimes.
So trauma mask. I initially thought of the owl cat, but you're referring to the Amon mask.
Yeah, the Amon
Yeah.
mask.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I
Trauma
forgot
mask.
his name, okay?
In a Mook's
Yeah, there
defense,
are multiple trauma masks in our story, so we need to specify.
he
Yeah.
doesn't wear it. He just holds on to it as a reminder to not become that again.
Yeah, but like, what if you want your own fun masked identity? Like, wouldn't
That's
it be
fair.
so
That's
messed up
fair.
if you had to use Amon's?
Oh, yeah. And it would only be a half a mask, too, so it's like it wouldn't.
And the Family
Wouldn't
Opera
work.
closed on Broadway a few months ago. We wouldn't even be like referencing anything anymore. And I feel like the obvious answer for Fumi would just be to get her a Mac.
Yeah.
Just like a 30-story tall big robot.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I think I have my answer. Jingmin will get everyone fake government official IDs, so we can get into any Republic City government building we want to, as well as several explosives, and probably surprise them with like this very well fortified bunker for when everything inevitably goes really downhill.
Yeah.
Just loving this fiction that Jingmin is a prepper is what I'm hearing.
Jingmin
Just
is
getting a
the
little
sole
bit of that,
survival in
too.
Fallout 4, everybody. Just we're all on the same page.
It's like your
Yeah.
weird doomsday prepper friend got you Christmas gifts.
Oh, a hand grenade! Thank you.
Yeah.
That's useful.
I feel so safe with this hand grenade now
Where'd the pin
in my
go?
hand.
Where'd the pin go? So I'm not supposed to let go of this? Okay.
Love these answers. Very thoughtful. Thank you, Mechkura, for your wonderful banter question submission. That's a reminder for folks that you can submit them. And I was serious to folks who have been a patron for a long while. I haven't figured out how long. So just send us questions. We've had time to answer them. And we love doing that. So let us know in Discord any other banter questions you have. And well, let's see. I guess we should get into a somewhat suspenseful scene. What say you?
I mean, maybe if we have time for one more banter question, so we don't have to get into
Yeah,
the
I'd be down
serious
for
thing
another
about
banter
it,
question.
we can do one
Delay.
more.
Delay.
Gosh.
Roll it over a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a little
help-
nervous.
to help our GM not panic so much and
You know,
buy more
we don't
time to
have
figure
to-
out what's going to happen next.
we don't have to play Avatar Legends tonight.
We could play Trophy Dark.
I feel a little like Wendy Williams tonight. Like, clap if you're scared. Because I'm so scared.
Huh.
For a second, I wasn't sure if you were like silently clapping while convincingly looking like you were clapping, or if
Oh,
your
no, I have
microphone
a
was just
really-
like perfectly selective. Which is like,
I have a
I'm not
really
picking up
good
that.
noise filter.
It's so cool.
It's too good.
Well, my friends, forgive me. Don't ask me what your sacrifice is for. Empty chairs at empty tables. Just kidding.
Lame is
How many-
robbing us. Are you
How many-
stalling, Steve?
I am. While
How
also
many musical
feeling
references
sad
can we make
feels.
tonight? I'm going to keep track. Whoever makes the most gets $1. That's what I'm doing today.
The most general pop references, or
So, like,
specifically-
musicals specifically. This is the second we've
Specifically,
had.
this
I
is the
feel
second one,
like
yeah.
it's going to happen again.
Okay, good. We're at
Now
2
I'm just
musical
gonna think of ways
references.
to slip in musical references.
This is going to be the most forced dialogue we ever had.
It would be like, God, I hate Shakespeare. I really, really hate Shakespeare.
Jingmin just looks up at the sky. Who am I?
Out of all
Our
of those
musical
Jingmin
episode is coming, but for
would
now,
would be
gentle
a
reminder that we
memory.
can't sing full stuff on here for more than like, I don't know, 2 seconds, sadly.
Yeah.
Well,
Jingmin
let's
would audition with memory and would be like the 9th person to audition with memory. Just be
probably.
like, God, no more. None of that.
Oh God.
Well, I hope you have dice ready. I think we're going to use them a bit tonight. Let us jump in. Last week, we left our characters in the basement of a dilapidated building. Wow, we're all showcasing our dice. We are ready.
I
I
don't
rarely, if ever, get to roll
any-
dice unless I force it and pretend that there's a real reason to.
don't have any water tribe dice. I just got wind and fire right now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
I've seen so many makeup tutorials. I love that I get to do this.
We're stalling so hard right
You're
now,
stalling,
guys.
even though I stopped stalling. And so we find ourselves in this basement, surrounded in rubble. The dust has settled. You have been bound. LJ was not exaggerating. There are more than 30 Red Monsoon Triad members here. And they were gathered around the newly captured Cho, Private Eye. And Cho is now knocked out, seemingly from the rubble that collapsed when you entered, if I can use that verb, entered this room.
More like fell.
They were in the process of interrogating him, but LJ did indicate, whether he meant to or not, that they don't have He Sheng Ling. And so the camera opens on you all, bound in your chairs, Kumadi standing over you, surrounded by her henchmen and henchwomen. And she's just been taunted by you, Amuk. And she coolly surveys the rest of the party as though contemplating who would be the best person to apply pressure to in order to extract some information from you, and quickly. And as she walks back and forth in front of Jing Min and Lin Encloth and Akifumi Yako, I'm just curious if there's anything discernible on your face, Amuk. She's studying you carefully.
I honestly think Amuk would have nothing. It's just your training taking over at this point where it's
He's
just,
been here before.
Yeah, this is a Tuesday.
It is.
It is indeed a Tuesday.
Not for Steve.
I'm the sole exception here.
Yes. Just focused, almost like trying to tempt her to even just get closer to him.
So the idea is no dice. You don't want to give anything, any indication as she's walking back and forth to almost continue to goad her into focusing on you.
Mm-hmm.
She raises a hand as she stands in front of Fumi, but then puts a finger against her mouth. Something isn't adding up. And you see something shift in her expression, and she looks at the table where all of your confiscated possessions are. And she surveys them again. An old boomerang, a compass, she picks it up. This doesn't even point north. She puts it aside. Legumes? A bag of legumes? And she looks with disdain at a signed copy of a book from Zephyr Skydancer.
Same girl.
She looks to the room full of her triad. These are not trained soldiers with the exception of this one, she gestures at Amuk. Nor street rats. And she turns to you again, Amuk. What was Cho after?
Mook, just stay silent.
Who hired him?
Again, he just stays silent.
I don't want you to force my hand.
Mook looks at her and just says, I've given you one warning already. I will not give you a second.
Exasperated, she starts to pace and she runs a hand through her hair. Stunningly blue in the moonlight. And I will note, on that point, Amuk, that it is very close to a full moon. Perhaps one night away. And you can feel it. You've felt it almost gradually, despite all that's been going on. And should you decide to use it, I will give you the status empowered. Yeah, Danny's freaking out on camera and I'm loving it. Kumadi runs a hand through her hair. A couple of no-name punks who for some reason team up with a detective to rescue a trust fund kid from a deadly triad. Will none of you venture to explain yourself before I force it from your lips? She looks at you, Linen Cloth.
Soon, as she turns away from Amuk to walk over to Lynn, Amuk is going to take a deep, deep breath in. Kind of just think to himself for a second, if I have to go down this path one more time, at least I can go down it protecting the others. And just feels it from his fingertips all the way to his chest, closing his hands, and just immediately begins to twist her veins to get her to stop moving and to take a step back involuntarily.
Oh, that's a roll. Amuk, how long has it been since you bent blood?
2 years, I want to say, since everything happened And it's like
This is
we'll get more into
this
this
is
in
illegal.
a second. Let me do the roll.
He's about to
Indeed.
break the law. We don't do that.
A major concern right now. Jingmin.
We would never
You can't
broken
break the
law
law in front of the Red
before.
Monsoon Triad.
Steve, would you say
yeah.
with the empowered status, does that make me do this under focus?
So
With empowered, sorry,
I would
I'm a
grant you that this,
Mhm.
well, Amon taught you psychic bending. No? And so if I remember correctly, having your hands bound isn't necessarily that relevant.
Mm-mm.
Even though dramatically we see in Korra the use of hands just like, typical with any extension of bending when the hands are available.
Mhm.
I don't think that's a reason to make this a push your luck.
Okay.
It is something you've done before, which makes me
Okay.
think it could be a rely on your skills and training.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of what would the best modifier be for it
Yeah.
to fall
So
under.
let's call it rely on your skills and training.
Okay.
And that being said, let me pull up my basic moves list just for the refresher. Yeah, so you are rolling with focus.
Focus. Okay. So with the focus and the roll total, that is a 12.
Wait,
Ay-ya. Oh, I heard.
was your
why'd I
base?
hear?
My
Why'd I hear
base was
4?
11.
I heard. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I
I
heard
heard
4
4.
too.
He was starting
Oh,
a sentence
no.
with 4.
I said,
Ah,
for
That was the
Sorry.
made
curse
up the
the English
century.
language.
Oh wow. Oh.
Here for a moment.
Yeah.
So you got a
look at the
12.
+8 in focus.
It is yeah, no. It is a 6 and a 5. That is an 11, and then with focus of a +1, 12.
Wow, a 12 on rely on your skills and training. Now, we will not treat this as your everyday rely on your skills and training because of the nature of this role. Because it is bloodbending, because it has been 2 years, I will treat this as the quote-unquote first time you have done this.
Mhm.
And the book states for each of the bloodbending related techniques, if they were, some equivalent of them was used in combat, that the first 3 times that you use a bloodbending technique, you're going to have to mark a condition.
I'm going to mark angry.
Okay.
Ooh.
That makes sense.
Love that. And I'm going to add to this. I would like for you to mark 2 fatigue.
Okay.
Now, you feel this dramatic exertion from head to toe. But it works. It's almost, Amuk, as though you had been practicing this yesterday. It seems so effective as it unfolds before you. Kumadi is stilted in her movements, shocked that she has just been forced to take a step backwards, breaking her pacing. And with wide eyes, she turns at you. Oh, your goading has succeeded, Amuk. She reaches out quickly with a water whip that coils around your neck. And she steps towards you, cinching it tighter and tighter. I would like for you to mark the status doomed.
Yeah, that does not sound good.
Indeed. And just for our
Doomed.
listeners, because we don't use doomed often, it just says you're in grave danger. You mark 1 fatigue every few seconds, or each exchange if you're in a combat exchange, until you free yourself. Yes, Jingmin.
Now that with the attention focused on a Mook, so our we're sitting on chairs and our hands bound behind us.
Yes.
Jingmin starts fiddling with her binds as subtly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to try dislocating her thumb, if need be, in this, maybe who knows how long this time period will last of the focus not being on them. If need be, she will try her best to break her thumb, maybe, so she can slip it out of her binds.
Wow. Jingmin, have you tried anything like this before?
I like to think she has. She's the type to get in trouble, you know? And she's the type to think of whatever way possible there is to get out of trouble. So I like to think maybe one of her parents has like bound her as like a form of discipline.
Strict Fire Nation parents, am I right?
Oh yeah.
Classic Fire Nation. As someone, fun fact,
And
that
she'll
has
just like
done that.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I was going to share
When,
something really. Never mind. Continue.
Oh. But I just have this image of like maybe her mom binding her, and then like later, like that night when they're having dinner, she'll just show up in the kitchen with like her thumb just sort of like bending the wrong way, holding the rope in spite, and just laughing and running away.
Wow.
So yeah.
With that anecdote, I will allow you to use rely on your skills and training, Jingmin.
And because of the pain I'm putting myself in, I'm willing to accept any consequences you want to throw at me, Steve.
Yeah. Let's see the roll.
All right. Would you say
Oh, no.
that this
What would I
uses
say?
would you say that this uses my extraordinary skill of breaking?
Yes.
So, I mean,
That's the gag.
to be fair, it's technically not breaking your thumb. You're just dislocating it from the joint.
I said if need be,
breaking.
I will break
Yeah.
it.
Jingmin
will
is
break
willing
it.
to break the thumb, but I'm also thinking about, trying to break the bonds. But, Jingmin's going to be struggling against them in either which way. I'm willing to say that this barely fits.
Okay, thank you so much. That means I get to ignore my troubled condition while I roll this. Otherwise, troubled would give me a -2. Rolling. All right. That
was such a
is a
satisfying
10.
roll sound. Ooh.
That gives me just a 10. What is Reliant Skills and Training?
And I just want to clarify, because when you rolled a 12, Amuk, on your rely on skills and training, I believe I'm supposed to have given you an additional opportunity.
Ooh.
I think. Am I correct about that? It's not in my notes, actually. Oh, that's something else?
Yeah, that's something else. That's
Okay.
push your luck.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. And so we got a 10 from you, Jingmin, correct?
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean,
Actually,
you do it.
I do get
So-
to
Sorry.
Yes, Amuk. And or Gus.
I do get to inflict a condition on Kumadi, though.
Ah, yes. Related to one of the bloodbending kind of techniques or parallels.
Yeah.
Yeah. What condition would you like?
Dead.
I mean, I say a doom for a doom.
Doom is a status.
Is the status? Okay.
Yeah. If there's some fictionally appropriate way in which, similar to your noose, she is like more than impaired, and we stack something on top of that would progressively hurt her, like being crushed beneath rocks or slowly drowning or these types of things, then we could say that she's doomed. But conditions are more
impaired. Yeah, impaired.
also a status. Sorry. So
Yeah, so-
conditions are like
sorry.
angry,
Afraid, angry, guilty, insecure, troubled.
Yeah, those are the typical ones. Yeah. And does it say that you get to choose which one, or just that they mark a condition, Gus?
Let me double check.
Because don't NPCs have set conditions?
They do. They do.
It just says inflict a condition on your foe if they are already impaired, trapped, or doomed. Inflict an additional condition if this is your first, second, or third time ever using this technique. Mark a condition.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's see. I think I actually do have something here that is unique to Kumadi that may come into play.
Kumadi's immune to conditions.
That is not a thing. I can promise you. So there is a condition called desperate.
Ooh.
And I will mark it for Kumadi. Let's see a resolution here for Jingmin. Jingmin, you are fighting against these ropes with a strange, almost mechanical familiarity. Not necessarily one that recalls the memories, because there's just too much happening before you. But it feels like something you know how to do as you force your hands delicately this way and that out of the ropes. You do dislocate a thumb. But it seems like no one has noticed because your back is to a bunch of rubble and a wall. And so you can choose to do something whenever you are ready. But let's first look at Fumi and Lin in case they want to do anything as well.
I mean, Fumi has not thought about trying to break her thumb, so she is just like pushing, like.
I'm seconding that from Lynn.
Just struggling.
Yeah.
As you watch this water whip coil around Amuk's neck.
Yeah, she is like trying desperately to get out, but just struggling against the ropes.
I think Lynn is too scared to even really attempt to struggle, like, visibly.
Yeah. Kumadi does look like she has desperation in her eyes, Amuk. But as she sees that she has effectively stopped your bloodbending, perhaps it wasn't her that stopped it, but she feels in control now. She does turn and look at Jingmin. And Jingmin, I'm curious. Okay, so that's the face you're making.
Yeah,
just
teeth
like
bared as always.
Yes.
The face has not changed.
Yeah.
Since her teeth was already bared, it hid the teeth clenching as she dislocated her thumb. So
She looks at you while she is cinching the noose around Amuk. And she regains composure for a moment. Not completely. There's a little twitch in her face. Min, answer me. When we first met, you were just a kid who wanted her money back. But even then, I knew you were so much more. What are you fighting for? Why are you here?
Jingmin will look at Kumadi and sort of drop like that angry look. And then she'll look at Kumadi and go, "You want to know? Come here."
Amuk, mark of fatigue. She does step towards you, Jingmin. Whatever your secrets, I know this. You care about power and prowess. Jingmin, if you make this easy for me, I will overlook all your foolhardy actions. I will still take you under my wing. I am not one to waste potential. Even as she cinches this water noose around Amuk, she says, I may seem cruel, but I am far more resourceful. If you cooperate, I will teach you the deadliest of techniques. With the exception of Cho over here, I will even let go of your friends.
Fumi's just like, don't do it, Jingmin.
Silence.
You'll let my friends go if I come with you.
Yes. And you can see that all of the folks in the room in this triad shift uneasily. Kind of faces of like, oh, here we go.
Jingmin notices this, and she goes, just so you all know, my hands weren't bound. There'd be an arrow in every single one of you, but you won't be dead.
That's the first thing that's gotten a reaction of Lynn. So everyone knows an eye roll.
Jingmin looks around as if to think. As she's looking around, is there anything about the space they're in? Is there any kind of route that would be a very quick escape route from where Jingmin's
Yes. I mean, based on the way things collapsed, there are several new openings through a building that already had a bunch of gouges in it. And so a nimble person could scale rubble quickly or a section of wall. You can see the outside. You know, you can feel and see, you know, I mean, you can see a little bit of moonlight coming in. You can feel cool air coming in. So there's plenty of openings in what remains of the structure around and above you. And just to be clear, this is a tall building. So even though you've leveled one floor into the basement, there's plenty of building left on top of you. So it's not a safe place to be.
Len, bring it down. Bring it all down.
Please don't give me bad ideas.
While Kumadi's turned around, could Amuk go for another bend?
Oh,
despite the fact Amuk is more worried about everyone else and wants to get Kumadi down to her knees using bloodbending.
Yeah, I mean, you may.
Okay, let me roll. I already know it's a roll.
Rely on your skills and training.
Yeah. There's no getting around it being a roll. Now it's a 9 with my focus.
Okay. 9 is the total, the result. Yeah. Okay.
There's an 8.
All right. What are you trying to do specifically, Amuk? Are you trying to do something like blood twisting again, or a freezing technique?
Say blood twisting in hopes of getting the noose to drop to be able to get her down on her knees in front of Jingmin.
Can I aid?
How would you aid, Jingmin?
The key cursor.
I think at the first sign of this happening to her again, happening to Kumadi again, Jingmin would, as fast as possible, try to get her now untied binds and jump up and wrap them around Kumadi's neck.
Wow.
And like she basically wants to forcibly piggyback onto her, with the binds around her neck, if that's possible.
And Mook's gonna mark guilty because he's enjoying this a little too much.
Ah. Oh, we're seeing the dark past of a mook rear its ugly head again. Well, yes, thank you for telling me what condition you choose. I will mark afraid for Kumadi as well. I will not make you mark additional fatigue for that exertion.
But should I mark a fatigue to aid?
Yes, you should.
All right.
Amuk, as you are mounting this attack from your chair, still bound, to your relief, you see Jingmin spring into action. All of a sudden wielding her binds as a weapon. Jingmin, could you just clarify? Are you're springing into the air? You're trying to like launch onto her back with kind of the ropes
she
wrapped
wants
around
to
her.
Launch onto her, and like basically like she has a small frame, she wants to like launch onto her and like get behind her, like wrap behind her basically. And
how tall is Jingmin again? Sorry.
Like 2'4", I don't know.
2'3"? Yeah, 2'3".
Yeah, and try to tighten the binds around her neck.
Okay.
As she's going down onto one knee from the blood bending, so the height is now better.
Yeah, let's just lean into the fiction. And we have a success. We have actually a 10 now, a 10 plus from the assist on your roll. And so, Kumadi buckles and falls to one knee and drops her water noose around you, Amuk. And Jingmin, as she's lowered, you find it even easier to get into the desired position at the same split second. And I will now mark impaired for Kumadi. However, this room is full of triad members.
Jesus.
I'm not sure what you're doing.
We're gonna get there. Hold on.
There's a plan, Steve. There's a plan.
This is an Amuk. This is an Amukmin classic. Okay, we've done this before.
Someone DM me the plan real quick.
Instead of the fastball special.
Like, get rid of our ropes so we can help with the plan.
Someone needs to get a mook free, and it's probably going to be a mook himself right now. But trust me, instead of the fastball special, it's the curveball special. We're here for it.
Let's see what happens. We'll play to find out. So Jingmin, for a moment, you are on top of Kumadi's back, pulling these ropes and making ravenous noises.
She sounds like a raccoon now.
Yes.
And because you are so attuned and so good at sensing, even with all that's going on in this desperate act, you hear a slight groan from Cho. And you hear just the soft scratch of one of his boots kind of against some of the loose rubble. He's stirring. Probably a few others would take notice of this. I'll grant that Lin, Fumi, you see this out of the corner of your eye because you're facing Cho. But for the most part, all eyes in the room are on Jingmin. They quickly press forward. Perla and Donna, even with you standing on Kumadi's back, are taller than you, especially since she's taken a knee. So they very easily start to pull. Yes, Jingmin.
As they start to approach me, can Jingmin press her knee up against Kumadi's back and sort of brace, ready to just yank? And she'll say, "Don't come any closer."
Wow.
Namook.
Roll intimidate.
Ooh, I like
Ooh.
that.
I did not
Is
see
this
that
Jingmin's
coming.
first? Is this Jingmin's first intimidate?
That is shocking
somewhat-
if that is true.
That's shocking. I think it might be. That is shocking. Hmm.
It's just a lot of challenging that Jingmin does. There's no intimidation. It's just you and me right now.
It just works.
Would you say this uses any extraordinary skill of sensing or breaking?
No, I would not.
Breaking spirits? Breaking morale?
Good old PBTA games and their fuzzy rules.
All right, I am rolling. So that is an 8, +1 from passion, -2 from afraid. So that's a 7.
Okay. This is an opportunity for a help action.
Well, I'd need 3. I'd need 3 help actions.
That's true. But you have 3 conscious companions. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Fumi's gonna be like, don't doubt that she'll do it. She's
crazy.
you've seen what she can do.
Yeah, Lynn's also gonna help here and shout, yeah, and I think she has rabies, so don't get close.
Amook is just going to just say out, not even loudly, just enough volume that he knows that they'll be able to hear him, and just say, look what I've already done with my hands behind my back. What more do you think I'll do to her when I'm free? If you touch Jingmin or any of my companions, if you want your leader to still have their bending by the end of the night, let us go.
Wow.
I will say that all of your actions are appropriate to add to this intimidate roll, but you will have to each mark 1 fatigue to give the +1 to the roll.
So if you don't
Does
have any more
everyone do
fatigue,
that?
you mark a condition, correct?
Oh no.
I forget regarding optional fatigue marking, but I will say yes for the sake
Okay.
of this moment.
I'm going to say that threat made Amook afraid. Oh, Justin says no. Okay.
Oh, Justin said no.
Justin said no. Justin
Optional
said
marking
no.
of fatigue. Okay. So in other words, seeing your fatigue track full, you are
Wait,
just
can't
not able to.
voluntarily choose to mark fatigue.
Yeah.
What? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. If you're forced
You
to mark
can't-
fatigue, it will stack. It will roll over under your conditions. But in this case, with your fatigue track marked, you cannot perform a help action.
I will not be helping. I've just, had a fun out loud threat. That's all.
Yeah. And so each of you do not have to mark that fatigue since you know that there won't be a mechanical benefit. But you do say what you say in the spirit of supporting Jingmin's effort.
Can Cho help? Asks chat.
I think he is so close to dead. I don't think he's allowed to spiritually, not even just legally.
Twitch chat, you are so right to ask that. It would be exciting, but I don't think Cho is ready yet.
Because Jingmin has raccoon eyes, can that give me a +1?
Unfortunately, Jingmin, I didn't realize you were attached to the raccoon eyes. I healed them when I had you healed by Jaruna
Man.
on the Air Temple Island. So you're going to have to
Because-
re-earn those raccoon eyes.
I mean, at
Because
this point, I feel like they
Jingmin
should be permanent.
has because Jingmin has trauma, can I get a +1?
Let's see what happens and accept
Let's see
the
what
7.
happens. I will
Yeah.
accept the 7. I'll allow it.
So you rolled with passion on a hit, which this is. You choose 1. Do you see your options in front of you, Danny?
Oh, I think you choose one. On a 10, I would choose one that you're not allowed to choose.
You pick one that I can't choose. I see. Yes, thank you.
Just don't choose the one that I don't want you to pick, okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Cool.
Let's see. They run to escape or get back up. They back down but keep watch. They give in but with a few stipulations. They attack you but off balance. The GM marks a condition on them. And I would be treating this as a group, essentially. Yeah. To your surprise, Jingmin,
Mm-hmm.
you see some hands go up into the air. Perla and Donna have been given pause. And so I'm choosing that they back down but keep watch. It seems that they really do care about their leader.
Is Kumadi still conscious? Is she just like, you know?
She is conscious. She's still on one knee, struggling against the ropes. You still have the upper hand for this brief moment.
Jingmin will say, "Untie my friends."
Donna and Perla look hesitant. They step over towards your friends, but they do not untie them. They continue to keep watch. Now, I do think there's an opportunity. I don't think this is enough to trigger a separate intimidate roll. So, you are witnessing them hedging their bets.
Question.
Yes, Lynn.
How much attention is on the three people still bound? I would assume almost none, right? Because, well, there's kind of a thing happening in the middle of the room there.
Correct. You surmise that most people are looking at the struggle between Jingmin and Kumadi.
Okay.
But you do have Perla and Donna standing over you now, thanks to Jingmin's request.
You know, Lynn's scared of a lot of things, but not those two. That's like a truly irrational feeling inside of her at the moment. I would like to cut the ropes that are binding me with a sharp pebble on the ground. And with a small hand movement behind her back, just scoop up a pebble, earthbend it over, and just slowly cut as this is all going down.
Okay, because you've described this as a slow cutting process, I will say it's a rely on your skills and training.
Okay.
Just some behind the back bending, everybody.
You know, it
doesn't do anything, guys. I wouldn't even worry about it. We're like not even. It's a 4.
I was going to say the roll result is a don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Oh no.
Lynn is just rubbing like a smooth pebble against the ropes. It's going, why is this not working?
It's the one random river stone in the pile. You're just like...
Steve.
Yes.
Jingmin will go close to Kumadi's ear so that only Kumadi can hear her and loosen the bind slightly. And she'll say, "If I go with you, you'll let them go?"
She gets a hand inside in between her flesh and the rope. Yes.
Then she'll sort of forcibly point Kumadi's face right at Donna and Perla as if to give her a chance to signal them. That like it's okay to let them go.
What is your aim? Yeah.
I think Jingmin... okay, sorry. I should clarify. Jingmin should get some clarification here. As Kumadi says, like...
Thank you for that.
Sorry. Jingmin will say, "Okay, fine. Just let them go." And then she'll point Kumadi's face to Donna and Perla.
Do as she says. Perla and Donna start reluctantly to loose your binds. Perla gently removes a soft pebble that was rubbing up against the ropes behind Linencloth's wrists.
That's what
Just
happens.
makes a confused expression, casts it aside, and undoes the binds. Someone swiftly comes behind you, Amuk, and you, Fumi, and you are all released. But at the moment that you are, you see a bunch of flashing lights. And you hear a voice over a PA system. This is Republic City Police. Come out with your hands above your heads and don't try anything. Shoot. Kumadi looks, kind of pulling the ropes away from her body, just her eyes darting for some solution. And she just picks a direction and walks.
Mook.
And the rest of her group follow. And they start to just nimbly file out of and jump out of through these holes in the sides of the building and the crumbling foundation. And you just hear signs of struggle immediately. The whipping, lashing metal cords of metal benders, of officers of the law, and various other signs of bending, mostly ice and water, given the Red Monsoon tribe's reputation as a water bending, or triad's reputation as a water bending group, but other things too, a little bit of earth bending. And with that, the building above you begins to make some very concerning noises. As folks are filtering out, no one has been ordered to stand over you or to stop you. Kumadi looks back as most of her group is filtering out through this hole, as though she's seeing them through to the other side. And she just points at Cho and says, "Two of you, take him." And so Donna and Perla begin to lift Cho up in his chair. He is still bound. He stirs again. What happened? Would any of you like to do anything? Oh, I'm getting feedback that my audio is acting really wonky.
You sound robot-y.
You sound
Oh, no.
Yeah.
and I can't see you anymore.
You're visible on Twitch,
I
though.
can see you in Video Ninja.
I can't
But-
see you on Riverside.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, and
this
you
looks like
sound
just a
like
Wi-Fi issue.
Your Wi-Fi looks great. Still robot?
Still looking robot.
I don't
That's
even see
sounding
you
better?
right
Fine
now.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're sounding
You're just
sound
a
better
frozen
now.
screen.
Yeah, I mean, I everything you were saying got like across. It was just in a robot tinge.
Justin, I pray that the editing for this goes smoothly.
Let us all take a moment to salute Justin for when he edits this episode. Thank you for your
Godspeed.
service.
Well,
But can you trust the words of a robot? Never.
robot check one last time, and then I will proceed.
Oh, it's back.
Still robot.
Oh, all right. I'm going to get rid of my effects.
I assume all this is getting cut. So guys, what's your favorite copyrighted song?
No, and sing the entire thing right now.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
You're
Woo!
all back.
There you go.
You sound better. You're still like frozen on video, but I can hear you.
Okay.
I mean,
It seems that
but
I'm
I'm
not
coming
frozen
through
on
on
Video
Video
Ninja.
Ninja and Twitch, so that's key for video.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll just switch
yeah,
over to
yeah,
Video
just
Ninja
Riverside.
for the video.
Cool. All right. Thank you for
You
that call
sang
out in the chat.
3 minutes of a copywritten song while you were gone.
Oh,
It's
no.
great.
I could hear
You got
everything.
banned
So I
twice.
know you're not telling the truth, Gus.
Damn it.
Man.
All right.
As the number
yeah,
one
so-
hater, Donna and Perla, Lynn would like to try and trip them, so they drop Joe, or not Joe, Cho. Wrong consonant. I have a gay lisp. Everybody, please forgive me. So she's gonna stomp the ground hard to try and
Word.
push the earth up underneath Perla specifically.
Yeah. So as they're lifting up Cho in his
Yeah.
chair, still bound, Earth juts up from on. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. Earth juts up from under, let's say Perla, and just totally throws her off and forces them to, or forces her at least to drop her side of Cho's chair. Cho slams hard against the ground.
Ouch.
What was that for? He's still clearly out of it. He's trying to squint and get focus on the room, and you just hear another disconcerting moan from the structure above you. More pebbles begin to fall and clatter onto the ground.
Fumi's gonna try and help get them away from Cho by sending like a huge wind blast that'll like throw any pebbles that are falling down with the force of the air.
True. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Is your goal to knock them over? Is that how much
just
force
to
we're
get them
going for?
away from maybe just to get them mostly to get them away from Cho so that we can like get him and run. But if knocking them over is what will do it, then yeah.
Yeah, in this split second, you surmise that you would need to push them back quite a distance, ideally to topple them. I would love a rely on your skills and training for that.
All right.
I'm preemptively saying that Lynn's going to help.
Yeah, good. That's a 5.
Oh, that's helpable.
Yeah.
So yes, if you help, two of you, since we know that Gus cannot help, or Mook.
A Mook.
If you each have a
just
fatigue
seething.
to mark, you could put this from a 5 to a 7. So yeah, what are you thinking, Lynn?
Hearing the moaning of the building, it's not gonna move any more earth under us, but those pebbles, stuff that's already falling, that is a prime candidate to go right into their backs.
Okay, so you're supporting what she's going for with like this wind blast that also catches some pebbles and just adds to the sting.
Yeah.
And so you also bend some of these pebbles to pepper them. Jingmin, can you think of any way to assist?
She can chuck the rope at them.
The boomerang's on the table too. We got options.
Well, I mean,
We
I'm
got stuff to
guessing
throw.
that Jingmin's bow is on the table. Can Jingmin run and grab her bows and arrows fast enough to aid in this?
Oh, that would be a
action?
push your luck in itself. And I don't know if we should stack rolls like that. I think in this moment, Jingmin, you surmise that that is not the thing to do. You have a split second to support this effort.
Jingmin is pumping with adrenaline right now, you know, as one would be if they're in a building that's about to be toppled over and they're literally at the bottom of it. Can Jingmin grab the chair she was sitting on and with like a swing, almost like, like the hammer throwers in the Olympics, just try to chuck it at either Donna or Perla? There's 2 of them. It's a bigger target.
Miss Trunchbull.
Especially since Cho's fallen to the ground, you're not concerned that the chair will hit him.
Mm-hmm.
So in a moment, there is a flurry of pebbles and a chair that go at Donna and Perla.
Use the chair!
Says Jingmin to herself as she throws a chair.
Lynn jumps, not expecting screaming.
Yeah, that is enough. Did you each mark a fatigue to help Lin and Jingmin?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that pushes you into a 7 for rely on your
Yay.
skills and training, and so you do it. I do have to say that on a 7 to 9, you do it imperfectly. I have to say how your approach might lead to unexpected consequences. You could either accept those or mark an additional 1 fatigue. And so, what happens?
Oh no, we killed them.
Don't put such things in my mind, Denny.
Oh no, sorry.
We have the photos for the obituaries already. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's dark.
That is dark. Do
I am a Perla hater.
you need inspiration,
As
Steve?
Donna falls backwards
Oh.
and stumbles, she was still holding on to a bit of Cho's chair. And her weight, the force of the blast, all of this just kind of, as she falls backwards, yoinks.
We broke
To use
Cho's
it.
leg.
To use an important and serious verb, yoinks. Cho and his chair, and he just kind of is dashed against more rubble and hits his head again.
Oh,
And he just
Ay, ay,
lets
ay.
out a terrible moan. Ugh. And I will mark a fatigue for Cho.
E-C-T-E.
Now, I'm going to
C-T.
allow you. You think that you may have knocked out Cho again. You can't tell because he's facing away from you, Fumi. You can either accept the potential consequence of him passing out again, or you can mark a fatigue to try to step in quickly.
I'll mark a fatigue to try and step in quickly.
Okay. You have a window of opportunity. A slab of stone comes crashing down between where all of you are standing and where Kumadi was waiting for Donna and Perla. And with a final look, just a grimace of disappointment, she leaves them behind and steps out into the fray to fight with Republic City's finest.
Ooh.
Okay, so our entrance is blocked, or our exit, rather. It's a
And to
little
be
blocked.
clear, I'm
Well-
not blocking the only exit remaining.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
Steve
you.
pointed
Like
out
I said
earlier
earlier,
that there are
plenty
several
of-
exits.
Yeah, there are several
Yeah.
exits. So
I was like,
Uh,
damn, we're going to have to bend a lot of buildings to get out of here.
get real strong real fast, Lynn.
Can a mook
But
yell out at
yes.
Kumadi before she runs completely away?
Yeah, what do you say before she leaves from view?
Just yelling out. The next time you're in the dark and you feel that chill up your spine, remember what I didn't take from you.
Ooh.
You see no reaction from her as she turns the corner, Amuk.
But
Karabas.
mechanically, you just inflicted like 3 conditions on her. You're just not saying that.
He's coming after my kid. I'm going after her bending.
Fumi, as you dash in and close the gap between you and Cho, you see that you have a limited, few moments here to get him free and hopefully to support him in stirring and focusing on what's happening around him. What do you do?
She's gonna just yank him as hard as her petite body can. I mean, she does have some good muscles at least.
That's true.
So she's gonna yank him and try and throw him back towards Lynn and everyone else.
So you're keeping him
Being-
bound in the chair. Is that right?
I think getting him away from the rebel is more important, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, you succeed, definitely.
Show's just
But
getting yoinked and yanked all over the place, man.
we've seen a yoink, we've seen a yank. Let's hope it ends there before we get into more creative territory.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Just kidding. I'm not going to abuse Cho, but the thought did cross my mind for a moment.
Yonk him in the head.
Also, is our musical reference up to 3 with that Trunchbull reference you just
Yeah.
made a little while? Okay, perfect. I want to make sure.
During this, can Jingmin run and grab her belongings from the table?
Yes.
Okay.
So Jingmin, I just want to clarify. Given the pressure, given the crumbling building above you, do you only decide to grab the bow and arrows? You would have to mark
yeah.
a fatigue to get everything else.
Oh, no, just her bow and arrows.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many fatigue do you have marked currently, Jingmin?
2.
Ah, 2. Very good.
2.
That's right. You're the best rested in the group, probably.
And then Jingmin is gonna run
Mm-hmm.
away from the building. She'll just get out through the nearest exit to her.
Okay. Amuk, Lin, and Fumi. What do? You have Cho. You've pulled him away from falling rubble. He's still bound. Do you try to unbind him, which takes more time, potentially? Or do you try to
Amuk's just going to throw
carry
him
him
over his
out?
shoulder. Yeah, and just carry him out. As we're walking
Chair
out,
and
like,
all.
Can somebody please grab my legumes and my bag?
Lynn's going to grab the stuff.
Thank you.
Also, we need to have a conversation about what just happened, but not right now. Just
We have to talk about a lot of stuff, actually.
Yeah. Lin, you are able to grab the remaining belongings and just quickly shove them into, I don't know, probably just somewhere on your person. Just tuck them away as quickly as you can. You have a bag, right, that you keep things in, like paints and stuff?
Yeah, we got a little bag. We got a jacket with a lot of pockets. Stuff's going in stuff.
So yeah, you're able to just quickly take an arm to the table and brush stuff in there.
I'm picturing Lynn still
Fantastic.
wearing the apron from the face painting of the circus. So you got
Yeah, we got
pockets
stuff.
and stuff.
We got stuff.
Yeah.
The boomerang safe, everything. We got it all.
It just adds to the
utility
look
belt
so much if you were
and
rocking
a
an
fanny
apron this
pack.
whole time. You are able to hoist Cho's form over your shoulder with the chair, Amuk. And I would like for you to roll a rely on your skills and training to scale the rubble while you hold this man in a chair over your shoulder.
Lynn's going to be helping by clearing rubble out of their way. Like, as we're
Excellent. Okay.
moving stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We'll see if we need mechanical help, but yeah.
Conditions aren't affected for that. So that's good. That is a 10 plus 1 would be 11.
There you go. Okay. No extra fatigue needed.
He is such an
Yay.
injury man right now. It's fine. He's just using
Andry.
He's Andry.
The most creative pronunciation I've ever heard of angry.
So Andry.
You cross through into the flashing lights and the moonlight. And as you do, another section of building collapses just behind you, completely closing off the area you left behind. Not all of the building collapses, but a good chunk of it falls, sending a ton of dust out in a cloud around this area and enveloping you. For the moment, this may provide cover if you wanted to escape unnoticed. After all, there are 30 plus people fighting the police. What do you do?
I say we run away.
I say we go.
Hey,
I'm
we're
with that,
running.
yeah.
We are not talking to the cops.
Oh, Jingmin is all for that.
First rule of the police: shut your mouth. Don't say anything. Leave.
Did we hear
So,
any
yeah.
screams from Donna and Perla? I don't want them dead, but if they are in peril, I would like to attempt to help them before we go. I'm a hater, not a murderer. Just so we're all on the same page.
Wow, Lynn. I mean, given the sounds of the building, you think there's no way you could have been able to tell whether you heard something like a moan. And so it is unclear to you. You would have to go back down into there to figure out if Don and Perla are alive.
We can't do that because we do have to leave with Joe. But Lynn is definitely conflicted
Is
as
it like
we leave.
show?
Fumi
What's that?
notices Lynn all conflicted and is like, "Are you okay? What's wrong?
I think they're gonna die in there.
You mean those two we were fighting?"
Yeah, and I don't like them, but I don't want them dead.
Yeah.
Just pretend like they're not dead, but you're just never gonna see them again. Let's go.
Oh my god.
No,
I do it all the time.
that's not a good thing.
That's not okay.
If we hurry, maybe we can get them out.
How about the two of us go and you two go with Cho and get him out?
You guys, it's not worth it.
Do you
I'm
want
kinda-
their deaths over your head? Do you want to be thinking about that tonight?
I won't be thinking about it tonight if that's what you're asking.
I
Wow.
would.
Yeah, and I would think about it too, and I don't like that.
Mook just looks at them and just goes, I understand. Go check on them. Jingmin, come with me. We have to get Cho some sort of help. I think he's been knocked around a little too much.
Yeah, I saw some yoinking.
And some yanking. We need to make sure his head's okay. Fumi,
Did I get
you and
yanked too? Ugh.
Lynn. You might get bonked before the end of the night. You need to stay still.
You're just like
Let's
holding
hurry.
him in the air is what I'm picturing still, Mook.
Just over
Can you
the
go?
back
Can
of the
you get
chair
me
on his
down?
shoulder. Can you walk?
I'm sorry, I'm just
I
imagining.
can't tell. What's that for me?
I'm just imagining a Mook holding just one leg of the chair so that Joe is upside down.
That's how I'm picturing it. Too.
Oh no! Swinging his head back and
No,
forth.
just bouncing the back of the chair onto my shoulder,
Oh
holding onto the
God.
chair leg.
That's awful.
Just put Joe down, untie him. Okay, if you can take 5 steps, we won't carry you anymore.
During this time, as he's untying him, to clarify, Lynn and Fumi, do you go back in?
Yeah, well, they're doing a sobriety
Yeah.
test. Lynn's going back.
Yeah.
In parting,
Me is too.
Jingmin will say to them, just don't put yourselves in more danger than you have to. They are not worth it. And then she'll turn and start following Mook and Cho.
Would you say that you are trying to guide them, Jingmin?
It always throws me off whenever you ask me that, because
I know
Jingmin
you're not
is-
one to try to guide or comfort.
That's why you have to like change the
I
definition
guess.
slightly for Jingmin.
I guess the guidance doesn't necessarily have to be the good kind of guidance, right?
I mean, it was a guidance in the direction of safety, but also, I guess, a
True.
degree of restraint. I think I'll hold.
Yeah.
Yes, Gus.
Would Mook choosing to run away from this, because it is a difficult task
I was just going to
to
ask you the same
complete to
thing.
worry about Don and Perla, be enough to clear the angry condition?
Oh, the afraid condition, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. Did I read that right?
Angry, you need to break something or lash out at
never
a
mind.
friend.
It doesn't apply. I am angry and guilty. I am not afraid.
Oh.
Never
So on that
mind.
note, Steve,
Yes.
would this be enough for Jingmin to unmark the afraid condition?
Read the condition for clearing it again.
Run from danger or difficulty.
This rescue mission is both dangerous and difficult.
That's true.
Also, I did point out that Jingmin, as soon as she grabbed her bow, just bolted out of the building.
Ran away
You
from
did.
everyone. Yeah.
I think that helps. That's persuasive. You may clear afraid,
Amuk
Jingmin.
will break Cho in half to
Jeez.
get rid of the angry status.
No!
Just use
all this
bane
effort
him?
to save him.
Amuk just banes Cho.
Just Banes.
Oh man. Nope. For those listening, that did not happen.
Jingmin's like, oh my god.
Thank God Len and Fumi were gone when they broke Cho in half. This is
just a dark multiversal split right there.
Yeah,
It's
no,
one of the possible worlds that we are
It's one
not
of
going to
the-
spend more time in.
that's the Halloween one shot, friends.
What could have happened? What if Amuk just killed everyone you saw?
Maybe our like dust fire unplugged. We can speculate more about that. So I'm going to say, the camera follows for a moment as Lin and Fumi head through the fading dust cloud back into this dangerous crumbling building to check on their enemies. You help Cho, Amuk, and Jingmin to stand. He is unsteady. He takes 3 steps forward and then collapses into you. You surmise that with some assistance, he can walk. It is probably better than carrying him outright.
Yeah.
Jingmin will walk on the other side of him.
I think I can do it. Just can I take a shoulder?
Yeah, of course. What is hurting right now? Is anything broken?
Mostly my head, maybe a couple ribs. But they healed me every time they were done beating me to get more out of me.
Yeah. That's kind of a basic technique to use. It's not.
What happened? Are they? And he looks kind of through the fading dust. It's basically cleared now. Under the cover of night and the distraction of the battle, you may still have a chance to escape unnoticed. The police are very much occupied with this large triad force. And you see kind of the skirmish shifting as the triad seems to be strategically trying to maneuver its way away from this site, slowly having people filter out to escape into the city. I don't know how you got me out of there, kid, but thanks. It helped me get to Hishang.
Where did you leave him?
That spot we holed up last time.
Okay. Let's head there.
All right.
As they're walking and one of Cho's arms is around Amuk, Jingmin will just put his other arm and rest it on her head and just walk under his arm like that. And that's how she's helping.
That is so adorable.
Just the littlest. As we walk, Amuk will put some ice on Cho's ribs. Give him a little ice crown as well, just because he's been there. Ribs are the worst thing to break.
Mm-hmm.
Not something we see enough in Avatar.
Mm-mm.
What a gentle and kind suggestion to use some ice as an ice pack.
First aid.
Now, we've lost Nikki for
we
a
lost
moment
a
here,
Nikki.
and I just want to make sure we get her before we progress much further. So let's see if she rejoins Riverside and Twitch.
So while we wait for Nikki, I will share the thing I wanted to share earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt. So I will preface this with a slight trigger warning, maybe for some. When I'm done, I will do that. When we were talking about breaking and dislocating, for about a year and a half, I was practicing and working on becoming
You're right.
an escape artist.
Can you check the
So
internet?
I, with some effort, can
you hit
still
the,
dislocate
thing
my
again?
thumb
Or
and my shoulder not on command anymore. My shoulder is finally
Yeah,
healed up,
okay.
but if I really, really tried, I could get my thumb to come out.
I don't
So
know,
I
it's
was
out
I was
and my
basically
I
doing the
dropped
beginnings
off
of
the
like
screen
straight
'cause of
jacket
it.
escapes and handcuff escapes.
Oh,
That
So
is
when you're
the coolest
that's
fun
so
fact.
cool.
I just hope that you think of that when
Okay.
people ask for fun facts for get to know you activities.
for
Okay.
fun
For
fact
me, I
activities,
always
use
draw a
no.
blank. I'm like, I can't think of anything interesting about my life. But
yeah,
please
I
use
always
that.
share
I
the
can go
shoulder
back, okay.
dislocating. I'm like, I can dislocate my shoulder on command,
That's so
and I
cool.
would just take it out, put
Oh
it back
my
in.
goodness.
And
That
I
is
don't do that anymore
horrifying.
because the ligaments, they got a little too stretchy, and luckily nothing was broken. But anyway, here, trigger warning, done. There you
No, not done yet, because I have a tangential
Oh
story.
no.
go. Ooh, yes, go ahead.
I really wanted to be a contortionist when I was younger, so I started doing
Mhm.
stretches that I found on YouTube and stuff. And now I can walk with my feet backwards. And that is really bad for your body, like exponentially bad. Does that stop me at a party? No, because it's fun to scare drunk people.
Yeah, we love a good party trick.
Yo.
I love scaring drunk
Welcome
people.
back.
It's a
Sorry.
Nikki.
My internet just decided to randomly die.
It's okay.
All good.
We share
With the
Welcome
power of
back.
editing.
All good.
We're all good.
Yeah.
Right, Justin?
Please
gosh,
tell us
what
that
did I
everything's
miss?
okay.
You missed Gus and I talking about the ways that we've learned to break our body for fun effect.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
We can recap later.
Okay, everybody. Yeah, I see in the chat.
I'm leaving this all in to spite you, says Justin.
Yeah, he's gonna leave it in the final cut on the audio. Well, that's very kind of you, Justin. All right, trigger warning over unless something happens that is off-brand in Avatar. But
Game of Thrones
Fumi.
Avatar.
another time we will do a Game of Thrones Avatar series.
Gosh.
Oh God.
Fumi and Lynn, you bravely scale back down into this building. For the moment, it doesn't look like more of it is caving in or falling down. It has settled somewhat. And I think rely on your skills and training from one of you. I'll say Fumi. Actually, I'll say Lynn because you led the charge on this idea. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Would tell us how your search fares.
Ooh, that's a 5.
Does the situation make more sense?
Oh, that's a great question, Danny. Because it is a search. And that does feel more supportive of that. Great catch. I will allow you to add your creativity to this role, Lynn, and treat it
makes
as
it
an
a
assess the
6.
situation.
That makes it a 6.
Well, that means that you are within range to be helped 1 point into a 7 for a weak
Fumi's
hit
gonna
from Fumi.
help her look around, so
Yeah. Give us a little fiction there, Fumi. Like, what does it look like to exert yourself even more in this search?
she's gonna like start lifting some rubble, like both using mostly using her arms, honestly, but some using wind if it looks light enough, to try and make sure they're not trapped.
Yeah. Let's call it a 7 if you mark that 1 fatigue. How many fatigue do you have, Fumi?
Puts me at 5.
Oh, wow. Our party's doing great. We're doing great, everybody.
Yeah, so
Lynn's
that's the
doing
last time I can
great.
help.
I only have 1 marked.
Oh,
I
nice.
have
Nice.
it too.
What
Yeah, no.
question would you
Amuk is
like,
next.
Lynn?
Oh, let me look at this list.
Yeah.
Where is Donna Amperla?
Well, yeah, that's kind of the thing. But the list of questions is
Yeah.
Who is
We've
the Brenner
sent the
twin?
questions before, right?
okay. I mean, who's
Yeah.
in the greatest danger applies too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I think the version of this that, and it's okay, we don't need to just stick to the mechanical. If your only question, just making sure, is where are they,
Mhm.
then that's okay. You are lifting Earth as quickly as you can, Lynn, and peeling it back, and Fumi is helping you, and you are clearing a way back towards your best sense of the location of Perla and Donna before you escaped. And you find a mumbling Perla, just covered in dust, skin broken in a few places from smaller rocks. Donna?
No, not Donna, but you're still gonna come with me, okay?
And you look to the side, and you see Donna beneath a large slab of earth.
Okay, girls. I'm gonna take care of it, okay? Perla, can you stand?
I think so.
Fumi moves to help her up.
Okay.
Where's Boss? Does she need help? Oh.
Nope. No one cares about
Nope.
Boss right now. You need to get out of here.
Yeah, worry more about your sister.
Oh. She just rubs the dust out of her eye and forces herself to stand woozily. And then she steps forward immediately, just trying to lift this slab of stone off of her sister, Donna. But she needs help.
Yeah, Lynn is gonna earthbend this and try to get it out of the way. I would like to use a move called Going All In. Don't believe there's a
Okay.
fictional way to do this.
Okay.
But
Going
so once per
all
session,
Lynn?
Ooh.
once per session, when I decide to risk everything to overcome a difficult or dangerous opponent or challenge, I shift my balance once towards risk, and then I roll with risk. Then on a hit, I get to choose a couple of different effects.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna try and do here.
I love it. Yeah. Go for it. Let me pull that up as well for reference.
So that's a 4.
What?
A 4 on all in after all is said and done. Okay.
So
what happens on a fail here?
on a fail, I choose one. I either mark a condition, then I cannot clear that condition until I lose my balance, or taken out, or enough time has passed. Or I lose my balance towards risk no matter where it currently is.
Huh. Okay, so you have the option then.
Yeah, so we're going to mark the condition.
Okay.
And we're going to mark incredibly insecure.
Oh no. Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Wow. This is like a special note. You can't clear that condition until you lose your balance or taken out or enough time passes. So this is like a special severe condition, essentially a severe version of a condition.
Severe
in the sense that it's enduring.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Fumi, you see Lynn struggle against this massive stone. And she is able to provide some assistance to Perla, but it's not enough.
Yeah, Fumi's gonna get in there and try and push it up as well. And she's gonna, like, use her wind to give another little force to it.
Okay. Now, I've seen wind do a lot of things.
Yeah, I know.
But moving a massive slab of stone it's really hard. I would like for you to push your luck.
All right.
More than happy to help here.
So push your luck is with passion. So that would be an 8.
Ooh.
Okay. Let me go here to my notes.
Sweet.
ETL, everybody. On an 8, you do it, but it costs you to scrape by. Does anyone have ideas for me, whether for my PCs or Twitch?
That building is moaning. It feels like the only natural consequence to us doing this poorly twice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I would say either that or like, I hate to suggest this, but like she breaks her leg. Like the
Hey, I'm happy with that one too.
I was gonna say Fumi or Donna.
No. Or Donna. Which I'm trying to get out.
You're trying to get Donna out. How do you guys confuse
Donna,
these
yes.
twins? They're so
what
different.
What if somehow Fumi hurts herself in a way that affects her pro bending the next day?
Why would you say that? Oh my
Mm.
god.
We need the consequences to be real. I know.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Just because they're
Like,
bleeding
what if it
doesn't mean they're
affects?
dead. Yes.
What if something happens that affects her chi? Or is it chakra? I forget.
They mentioned
Yeah.
both, but they
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, final
Here's-
suggestion.
Okay.
Police are right outside, and if they notice a lot of movement inside,
Yeah.
Lynn throws her back out.
I roll my ankle.
Donna has to now carry Lynn out. And now
Hang
Lynn
the
owes
hangnail?
Donna a favor.
Mayhaps?
The cost for Fumi's push your luck is that Lynn rolls her ankle.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what happens. Thank you so much for the fodder, y'all.
Yeah.
Consequence from chat. Tenzin finds out what Fumi has been doing.
Oh, that's probably an indirect. That's probably coming.
That's happening anyways. We don't need to push your luck for that.
Yeah.
When twin dies.
I mean,
Chat,
we
that's
know
so
that you
kind.
do it, but it costs you to scrape by. So Fumi, you leverage the most focused blast of air you can to support Lynn's earthbending and Perla's raw strength, or what remains of it. And you are able to lift this off of Donna and cast some of the stone aside. Some of it even breaks between your efforts and just kind of clatters against the far wall. But with this effort, more sections of the building come down, cutting off your exits, except for one. And when the dust clears, you just see a ton of police officers standing at the opening. Donna, you okay? I think so. And they look up with you out at the police lights. And you hear a police officer say, "Come on out while you still can. This building's not safe." And you hear Perla say to Donna as they dust themselves off and press themselves forward, "How are we going to stop the Red Lotus now?" And we cut.
What?
Hello?
Thank you all for joining us.
No.
We're having a lot of fun figuring out what's happening in the wonderful world of Avatar Legends. It's a great game. I have great players. I seem to have psychologically wounded them. Thank you for tuning in. And we look forward to seeing you next time. So if you haven't yet, check out Discord. We'd love to hang out with you. We'd love to spend time with you, get to know you more. Maybe invite some other folks too. We have an upcoming hangout as well for patrons, a Dustfire Christmas. And I think everyone at my table is crying inside. So
Just
we're doing
crying,
great.
Steve.
We
Just
hope you're
crying.
doing great.
I'm using our emotes to react because it works so well.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, super fun. And I just thought that was a great place to cut, even though it's just a few minutes early. So see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Oh my
Bye.
god.
Bye.
We are now offline on Twitch.
Oh, that was such a good
Steve, what the
twist, Steve.
fuck?
Did you come up with that in the last 2 minutes?
No, I've had it as a maybe.
I love
that.
Because I reviewed the fiction to make sure I hadn't established anything that would directly clarify, are they for or
That's so
against Red
good.
Lotus? How aware
I
are
was-
they?
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking when Kumadi was like questioning us, like she has no idea what we're doing, so we don't know what side she's actually on.
Also, I
Mhm.
guess the Red Monsoon would be too obvious if they were like a part of the Red Lotus.
That's true. Can't have just any group with red in their name joined together.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
There's
so
more
good.
affinity based on the monsoon anyway, so they often team up with the monsoon boogie triad. Mostly a dance group, but
They get together for their second Boogaloo electric style.
you gotta.
Oh,
I had fun. I'm sorry if the pacing was a little trudgy. I think we got
I
there.
think it was good.
No, that was great.
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
very
Okay.
suspenseful episode.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I was just thinking, I was like, right now, all of the 3 RPGs that I'm participating in for our podcast are all so fucking stressful. Between this, Scum and Villainy, and even though it's once a month trophy,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have
Scum
to
and
play
Villainy
like
is like slow burn stressful because even if you succeed
Yeah.
with each mission, you're slowly accumulating trauma and circumstantial issues
Mhm.
like lack of
and
money
wanted
and
level
like,
too.
and
Yeah.
wanted level, and so it's just constant heating up. It just feels awful
Mhm.
in a fun way.
Yeah, all the RPGs we're playing right now feel awful in the best way possible.
That's right. That's part of the
Ugh.
goal of drama, I guess. Well, now that your characters have this little sliver of insight from this opportune moment, I'm just curious. Like, we have a split party.
Yeah.
We have 2 people under arrest along with Don and Perla. So yeah, this will be fun.
Also, my mind instantly goes to: is Cho bad? Is Cho
Yeah.
part of the Red Lotus? What the
Ah,
fuck?
Think
that's
about
interesting.
that.
Yeah.
And my viewers are very attached to Cho.
Oh,
So
Yeah?
that's going to be community heartbreak, I fear.
Okay.
the best thing to do to your community is break their hearts.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Cho, but also, like, that would be rather interesting.
Well, I mean, I don't need to keep all secrets. Cho has been candid that he does what he does for hire, and he doesn't even know everything about his clients, right? He knows what they're willing to
Oh.
share when he takes a job.
Mhm.
And I need to go review and see if I've already established this or not. But the job that brought him to meet y'all at the showing was anonymous, so he didn't even know who was paying him
Oh.
top dollar to steal something and try to get in touch with the librarian.
Mhm.
So I think we established in the fiction it's a competitor of the librarian in some way,
Yeah.
like a rival or something. So
that
Mhm.
shadow paw is the other something, I think, as well. Like, yeah.
the other something,
The other something. I know.
person of
Working on
interest.
So,
person of
in
interest,
other
yeah.
words, we could be helping the wrong side here, for all we know.
It is possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely possible.
Steve, do you think next week would be a good point to do our second growth and advancement?
I think it would. I think you can do growth and advancement from
Yeah.
prison, right?
Yeah.
It gives you
think
time to
so.
reflect on all that you've learned.
Gosh.
Oh,
So would that mean